Every morning, before the world speaks to you, before the phone lights up, before the demands of the day begin pulling at your mind, there is a hidden moment of power. Most people waste it. They wake up and immediately surrender. They reach for the phone. They let notifications decide their mood. They let messages, news, comparison, pressure, and other people's lives enter their mind before they have even chosen who they are going to be that day. And without realizing it, they hand over the first and most important part of their inner world to noise. That is why so many people begin the day already behind. Not physically behind, mentally behind. They wake up reacting instead of directing. They move through the morning carrying stress they did not choose, opinions they did not ask for, and emotions that were planted by someone else's words, someone else's success, someone else's problem, or someone else's image on a screen. But the Stoics understood something powerful. The morning is not just the beginning of the day. It is the beginning of your command. The first thoughts you allow into your mind shape your posture, your discipline, your patience, your confidence, your emotional strength, and the way you interpret everything that happens afterward. If you begin the day scattered, the world will easily scatter you further. If you begin the day weak, every inconvenience feels heavier. If you begin the day unconscious, you become a passenger in your own life. But if you begin the day with intention, something changes. You do not wait for the world to tell you how to feel. You decide. You do not wait for circumstances to give you confidence. You build it. You do not ask the day to be easy. You prepare yourself to be steady. That is the Stoic way. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, did not wake up expecting people to be perfect. In his private reflections, he reminded himself that he would meet people who were difficult, ungrateful, arrogant, jealous, dishonest, and unpleasant. But he did not say this to become bitter. He said it to become prepared. He trained his mind before the world tested it. That is what this video is about. You are about to learn 10 Stoic morning declarations that can change the way you enter your day. These are not fantasy affirmations. They are not empty motivational lines. They are grounded principles designed to remind you of reality, discipline your attention, protect your peace, and place your power back where it belongs, inside your own choices. Before we begin, like this video and subscribe to the King Stoic, because this channel is for people who are done living on autopilot and ready to train the mind with discipline, wisdom, and purpose. And write this exact phrase in the comments. A partir de hoje sou uma nova pessoa. Also tell us your country and the city or place where you are watching from. This matters because every comment becomes a signal to someone else in the world who may be waking up alone, struggling silently, and needing proof that people everywhere are choosing a stronger life. Your comment is not just engagement, it is a public commitment, and it helps build a global community of people who are deciding to begin again with courage. Number 1. I am responsible for how today feels. The first morning declaration is, I am responsible for how today feels. This sentence can change your life if you truly understand it. It does not mean you are responsible for everything that happens. You are not responsible for traffic, other people's attitudes, unexpected delays, bad weather, someone's careless words, or the problems that arrive without warning. Stoicism is not about pretending you control the entire world. It is about understanding that you are responsible for the meaning you give to what happens and the way you choose to respond. Most people begin the day as emotional victims. Their peace depends on whether the phone has good news. Their confidence depends on whether someone replied. Their patience depends on whether everything goes according to plan. Their motivation depends on whether they woke up feeling inspired. Their happiness depends on the behavior of other people. That is a fragile way to live. If your emotional state depends entirely on external conditions, then you are not leading your life. You are being dragged by it. A notification can lift you. A message can break you. A rude person can steal your peace. A small inconvenience can poison your entire morning. That is not freedom. That is emotional dependency. When you say, "I am responsible for how today feels," you are reclaiming authority over the only place where your real power lives, your inner response. This does not mean you will always feel good. Stoic strength is not about forcing happiness. Some days will be heavy. Some mornings will begin with pressure. Some conversations will hurt. Some responsibilities will feel exhausting. But even on difficult days, you can choose the posture with which you meet the day. You can choose not to turn frustration into bitterness. You can choose not to turn fear into paralysis. You can choose not to turn disappointment into self-pity. You can choose not to let one bad moment become the emotional definition of the entire day. Epictetus taught that people are disturbed not only by events, but by the judgments they form about events. This means that between what happens and how you suffer, there is an interpretation. And that interpretation can be trained. If someone criticizes you, one judgment says, "I am being attacked." Another says, "There may be something useful here," or "This may simply reveal the state of the person speaking." If plans change, one judgment says, "The whole day is ruined." Another says, "This is inconvenient, but I can adapt." Same event, different judgment, different emotional result. This morning, declaration teaches your mind to stop looking outside for permission to be stable. Place your hand on your chest and say, "I am responsible for how today feels. My peace begins with my response. My emotions may rise and fall, but my character will remain steady. Today, I choose strength over complaint, clarity over confusion, and discipline over emotional surrender." When you practice this every morning, your mind begins to shift. You stop asking, "What will happen to me today?" and start asking, "Who will I be today, no matter what happens?" That is the beginning of power. Number 2, nothing can disturb my peace without my permission. The second declaration is, nothing can disturb my peace without my permission. Your peace is not public property. Your mind is not an open field where every insult, worry, fear, opinion, and distraction has the right to enter and settle. Your inner world is a fortress, and every morning you must remember that you are the gatekeeper. Most people live with the gates wide open. Someone says something careless, and it walks straight into their mind. A negative comment appears, and it takes over their mood. A stressful headline shows up, and it controls their imagination. A memory returns, and it steals the present. A person ignores them, and suddenly their value feels uncertain. They do not guard their peace. They donate it. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. When you realize this, you find strength. This is one of the central truths of Stoicism. Peace is not created by controlling everything outside you. Peace is protected by learning what deserves access to your attention. The world will always offer reasons to be disturbed. People will be impatient. Some will misunderstand you. Some will criticize without knowing the full story. Plans will fail. Delays will happen. Technology will break. Someone will act unfairly. Life will not ask for your permission before becoming inconvenient. But disturbance is not only what happens. Disturbance is what enters and rules you. When you say, "Nothing can disturb my peace without my permission," you are not claiming that nothing will affect you. You are declaring that not everything will govern you. You may feel the emotion, but you do not have to let it become the leader. You may notice the insult, but you don't have to invite it to live in your mind. You may face difficulty, but you don't have to surrender your center. This is where the sacred pause matters. Between the event and your reaction, there is a space. Most people do not notice it because they react too quickly. They answer immediately, defend immediately, attack immediately, panic immediately. But the trained mind learns to pause, and in that pause, you recover your freedom. Before you answer, breathe. Before you assume, pause. Before you let anger choose your words, become still. Ask yourself, does this deserve my peace? Does this deserve my energy? Will reacting this way make me stronger, wiser, and more aligned with who I want to be? Many things will request access to your mind today. Not all of them deserve entry. Every morning, look directly at yourself and say, nothing can disturb my peace without my permission. I am the guardian of my inner world. Today, I choose what enters my mind, what receives my attention, and what gets left outside the gates. My peace is not for sale. My calm is not available for every passing storm. This is not emotional numbness. It is emotional leadership. When you protect your peace, people notice. You move differently. You do not break over small things. You do not chase every provocation. You do not become a puppet for people who know how to trigger you. Write this in your heart. I am the guardian of my own peace. Number 3, today I focus only on what I can control. The third declaration is, today I focus only on what I can control. This one principle can remove half of your unnecessary suffering. Most people are mentally exhausted because their attention is scattered across things they cannot command. They worry about what others think, how people will respond, whether the future will unfold perfectly, whether someone likes them, whether everyone understands them, whether the economy will shift, whether yesterday could have been different. They try to control the uncontrollable and then call the result anxiety. Epictetus divided life into 2 categories: what is within our power and what is not. This is simple to understand, but difficult to live, because the human mind loves to reach beyond its authority. It wants certainty. It wants guarantees. It wants other people to behave according to our expectations. It wants outcomes to arrive on our schedule. It wants the past to change and the future to be safe. But your actual field of control is much smaller and much more powerful than you think. You control your effort, your discipline, your attitude, your words, your preparation, your honesty, your decisions, your response, your willingness to learn, your ability to return to the path after failing, your commitment to act with dignity. You do not control other people's opinions. You do not control their maturity. You do not control their gratitude. You do not control the weather, the past, the future, the market, the algorithm, the mood of another person, or the timing of every result. When you confuse these categories, you suffer. If you try to control how everyone sees you, you become a slave to approval. If you try to control the future, you become a slave to anxiety. If you try to control the past, you become trapped in regret. If you try to force someone to value you, you become dependent on their recognition. The Stoic does not waste life yelling at the wind. He adjusts the sail. Imagine a ship in a storm. The untrained person screams at the waves and curses the sky. The trained person grabs the wheel and asks, "What is my next right action?" He cannot command the sea, but he can command his hands. He cannot stop the storm, but he can navigate with discipline. That is how you must enter the day. Whenever stress rises, ask yourself, Is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, release it. You may need to release it more than once. That is normal. The mind is trained through repetition, but each time you bring your attention back to your field of power, you become stronger. You cannot control whether people approve of you, but you can control whether you live in a way you respect. You cannot control whether the day is easy, but you can control whether you meet it with courage. You cannot control whether every effort succeeds immediately, but you can control whether you improve the effort. You cannot control what happened yesterday, but you can control whether yesterday becomes a lesson or a prison. Say this each morning with seriousness. Today I focus only on what I can control. I will not waste my strength on what is outside my power. My attention belongs to my actions, my effort, my discipline, and my response. This is where my freedom lives. When you live this way, you become focused instead of scattered, calm instead of consumed, responsible instead of helpless. This is one of the deepest forms of mental strength. Number 4, my worth is not measured by today's outcomes. The fourth declaration is, my worth is not measured by today's outcomes. You need this because the modern world constantly tells you the opposite. It tells you that you are only as valuable as your performance, your numbers, your money, your body, your relationship status, your productivity, your position, your image, your success, your visible results. So people wake up every morning feeling as if their worth is on trial. If they perform well, they feel valuable. If they fail, they feel useless. If they are praised, they feel confident. If they are ignored, they feel invisible. If the day goes well, they feel strong. If the day disappoints them, they begin questioning everything about themselves. That is a painful way to live. Stoicism teaches you to separate your value from external outcomes. This does not mean outcomes do not matter. It means outcomes do not define your essence. You can prefer success, work toward success, and celebrate success without making your entire identity depend on it. The Stoics called certain things preferred indifference. Health, wealth, recognition, comfort, reputation, and success may be preferred. It is natural to want them, but they are not the foundation of virtue, and they are not the measure of your soul. You can lose an opportunity and still remain honorable. You can have a difficult day and still remain worthy. You can fail at something and still remain capable of learning. You can be rejected and still remain valuable. You can be misunderstood and still remain true. Seneca experienced wealth, influence, exile, political danger, and extreme pressure. His life showed that external position can rise and fall quickly. If your identity depends only on what you possess, achieve, or control externally, your inner world will always be unstable. When you say, "My worth is not measured by today's outcomes," you are breaking the performance trap. You are reminding yourself that your value does not appear in the morning and disappear by night, depending on how the day goes. You are not more human when you win and less human when you struggle. You are not more worthy when praised and less worthy when forgotten. Your worth is not a scoreboard. This declaration creates emotional resilience. You can give your best without becoming desperate. You can pursue excellence without turning every result into a judgment of your identity. You can be disappointed without being destroyed. You can celebrate without becoming addicted to applause. This is important because people who attach worth to outcomes become afraid to try. They avoid risk because failure feels like personal annihilation. They procrastinate because if they never begin, they never have to face the possibility of not succeeding. But when your worth is stable, action becomes easier. You can attempt, learn, adjust, and continue. Every morning, say, "My worth is not measured by today's outcomes. I will give my best effort, but my value is not on trial. Success does not make me superior. Failure does not make me worthless. I remain worthy of dignity, growth, and respect while I continue to improve." This is not an excuse for laziness. It is the foundation for courageous effort. Because when you no longer fear that failure will destroy your identity, you become free to act. Number 5. I will act, not just intend. The 5th declaration is, I will act, not just intend. This may be the line that separates the life you imagine from the life you actually live. Every morning, millions of people wake up with good intentions. They intend to exercise. They intend to eat better. They intend to study. They intend to build the business. They intend to call someone important. They intend to be more disciplined, more focused, more patient, more productive, more present. But by night, many of those intentions have become nothing. Not because the person lacked dreams, but because intention without action is only a beautiful form of delay. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself in the morning that he was rising to do the work of a human being. He understood that life is not lived in the imagination. Virtue is not proven by what you plan to do. Wisdom is not measured by what you understand intellectually. Discipline is not built by what you wish you were. Character is action. The gap between knowing and doing is where most people lose themselves. They collect ideas, but do not apply them. They watch motivational content, but do not change their habits. They make plans, but do not take the first step. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect confidence, the perfect timing. But life rarely presents perfect conditions, and people who wait for perfect conditions often grow old inside unfinished intentions. Stoicism is practical. It asks, what will you do? Not what do you believe? Not what do you admire? Not what sounds inspiring? What will your hands do? What will your feet do? What choice will you make when the emotion is not convenient? When you declare, I will act, not just intend, you are making a commitment to become someone who closes the distance between thought and behavior. You are choosing progress over endless preparation. You are choosing imperfect movement over perfect delay. This is where self-trust is built. Every time you do what you said you would do, your mind learns that your word matters. Every time you delay again, your mind learns that your promises are negotiable. Over time, this becomes identity. The disciplined person is not born different. They have simply repeated action enough times that action became who they are. Do not wait until you feel ready. Readiness often appears after movement, not before it. If the task is large, make the first action small. Write 1 paragraph, walk 10 minutes, clean 1 area, make 1 call, send 1 message, study 1 page, train 1 set. Start the thing badly if necessary, but start. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates further action. Say this in the morning. I will act, not just intend. Today I choose movement over hesitation, progress over perfection, and execution over excuses. My intentions mean nothing unless my actions carry them into reality. Today, I will do what must be done. This declaration turns you from a spectator into a participant. Do not merely dream of a stronger life. Practice it. Do not merely admire discipline. Live it. Do not merely think about change. Move. Number 6. Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. The 6th declaration is, every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. This does not mean every challenge feels good. It does not mean you should pretend difficulty is pleasant. It means you refuse to let difficulty be wasted. Most people see obstacles as interruptions. They believe life is going wrong whenever something becomes hard. A problem appears, and they ask, "Why is this happening to me?" A delay appears, and they feel punished. A rejection appears, and they feel diminished. A difficult season appears, and they assume they are falling behind. But the Stoic sees difficulty differently. The Stoic asks, "What can this train in me?" A challenge can train patience. A disappointment can train humility. A loss can train perspective. A demanding responsibility can train endurance. A conflict can train communication. A setback can train strategy. A painful ending can train discernment. Even a frustrating delay can train calm. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means the obstacle is not just something to escape. It can become part of the path that builds you. Think of the body. Muscle grows through resistance. Without resistance, it remains weak. The same is true for character. A person who has never faced pressure may look calm only because nothing has tested them. A person who has faced difficulty and remained upright carries a different kind of strength. One powerful modern example is Admiral James Stockdale, who endured years as a prisoner of war and later credited Stoic philosophy with helping him preserve his mind. His lesson was not shallow optimism. He believed in the need to face harsh facts while refusing to lose faith in eventual endurance. That balance is deeply Stoic. See reality clearly, but do not surrender your inner command. When you say, "Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger," you are reframing your relationship with hardship. You stop being only a victim of circumstances and become a student of reality. You stop wasting every difficult moment in complaint and begin extracting wisdom from it. This does not mean you should seek unnecessary suffering. It means that when suffering arrives, you do not let it leave without teaching you something. If you are under financial pressure, perhaps it is training discipline, planning, and responsibility. If you are facing relationship pain, perhaps it is teaching boundaries, self-respect, or emotional maturity. If your career is uncertain, perhaps it is calling you to skill, patience, and courage. If you feel lonely, perhaps it is inviting you to build a stronger relationship with yourself. The question is not only, "How do I escape this?" The deeper question is, "How do I grow through this?" Say this each morning: "Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. I will not waste difficulty and complaint. Today's obstacles can become tomorrow's wisdom. I do not ask only for an easier path. I ask for a stronger mind, a calmer heart, and the courage to meet what comes." This declaration makes you harder to discourage, because when every challenge has the potential to train you, life loses some of its power to make you feel defeated. You may still struggle, but the struggle has meaning. You may still hurt, but the hurt can become instruction. And a person who can learn from pain becomes far more difficult to destroy. Number 7, I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. The 7th declaration is, I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. Comparison is one of the quietest ways people destroy their own peace. They wake up, open the phone, and within minutes, they are measuring their private life against someone else's public image. They see someone's vacation and feel poor, someone's body and feel unattractive, someone's relationship and feel unwanted, someone's success and feel behind, someone's confidence and feel inadequate. But they are not seeing the whole truth. They are seeing selected moments, edited images, chosen angles, polished announcements, and highlight reels. They are comparing their inner struggle to someone else's outer presentation. That comparison is unfair, inaccurate, and emotionally damaging. Epictetus warned against constantly looking at what others say or do instead of focusing on one's own conduct. Your only meaningful comparison is with who you were yesterday. Are you more disciplined, more honest, more patient, more focused, more emotionally mature, more aligned with your values? That is the race. When you declare, "I will not compare my journey to anyone else's," you are choosing to honor your own path. Your starting point is different. Your history is different. Your burdens are different. Your gifts are different. Your timing is different. Your wounds, responsibilities, resources, and opportunities are not identical to anyone else's. So why would you measure your life using someone else's timeline? Comparison creates two dangerous illusions. If you compare yourself to someone ahead, you may feel worthless. If you compare yourself to someone behind, you may feel superior. Both are distractions. One feeds insecurity, the other feeds ego. Neither produces wisdom. The Stoic path is inward measurement. Did I act with virtue today? Did I focus on what I can control? Did I keep my word? Did I respond with dignity? Did I improve where improvement was possible? Did I waste less time than yesterday? Did I choose discipline when comfort tried to command me? This is how real growth is measured. The fulfilled person learns to celebrate others without using their success as evidence of personal failure. Someone else's progress does not steal yours. Someone else's beauty does not erase yours. Someone else's victory does not mean you are losing. Life is not one narrow road where only one person can move forward. Your path has its own rhythm. Maybe you are moving slower because you are healing deeper. Maybe your progress is invisible because it is happening in your character before it appears in your circumstances. Maybe you are not behind. Maybe you are being prepared. Not all growth is loud. Roots grow in silence before the tree becomes visible. Say this every morning. I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. My path is unique. My timing is my own. Today I will celebrate others without diminishing myself. I will measure my progress by my values, my discipline, and the person I am becoming. This declaration protects your focus, because every minute spent envying someone else's life is a minute taken from building your own. Number 8, I choose discipline over motivation. The 8th declaration is, I choose discipline over motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you wake up energized, clear, excited, and ready. Other days you wake up heavy, distracted, tired, or emotionally flat. If your actions depend entirely on motivation, your life will be inconsistent. You will move only when feelings cooperate, and feelings do not always cooperate. Discipline is different. Discipline acts because the commitment matters, not because the mood is perfect. Discipline trains when motivation is absent. Discipline studies when distraction is tempting. Discipline keeps the promise when comfort offers excuses. Discipline does not ask, do I feel like it? It asks, what did I say I would do? The Stoics valued the discipline of action. They understood that virtue must be practiced, not merely admired. It is easy to talk about wisdom. It is harder to live wisely when emotion rises. It is easy to admire courage. It is harder to act courageously when fear is present. It is easy to praise discipline. It is harder to be disciplined when nobody is watching. Marcus Cato the Younger was known for his strict discipline and resistance to luxury. Stories about him describe a man who trained himself to endure discomfort and remain principled under pressure. Whether or not every detail of ancient accounts is perfect, the lesson remains clear. Greatness requires a character that does not depend on convenience. When you say, I choose discipline over motivation, You are declaring independence from unstable feelings. This does not mean emotions do not matter. It means emotions do not get the final vote. You may feel tired and still act. You may feel uninspired and still begin. You may feel uncertain and still take the next step. You may feel resistance and still keep your word. Every disciplined action strengthens self-trust. When you do what you promised, your mind learns, I can rely on myself. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your confidence weakens. This is why discipline is not just about productivity. It is about identity. A disciplined person walks differently because they know their word has weight. Do not wait for motivation like lightning from the sky. Build a structure that carries you when emotion changes. Prepare your clothes the night before. Plan the first task. Remove distractions. Make the habit small enough to begin. Connect the action to your values. Do not negotiate with the lazy part of the mind for too long. The longer you negotiate, the stronger resistance becomes. Say this in the morning. I choose discipline over motivation. Today I will act based on my commitments, not my temporary feelings. I will do what I said I would do. My discipline is stronger than my excuses. My repeated actions create my destiny. Write this in the comments if it hits you. My discipline creates my destiny. Because the life you want will not be built by occasional inspiration. It will be built by repeated discipline. Number 9. Gratitude will shape how I see the day. The 9th declaration is, gratitude will shape how I see the day. Your perspective is not a small thing. It determines the emotional atmosphere of your life. Two people can wake up in similar conditions and experience the morning differently. One sees only what is missing. The other notices what is present. One begins with complaint. The other begins with appreciation. One feels poor inside abundance. The other feels blessed even while still facing problems. Gratitude does not mean pretending life is perfect. It means refusing to let imperfection blind you to what is still good. Seneca wrote that we often waste much of life. One way we waste it is by failing to appreciate what is already here until it is threatened or gone. We complain about ordinary days, then miss them when life changes. We ignore health until sickness teaches its value. We overlook family until distance reveals the gift. We rush through simple moments, then later realize those moments were life itself. Right now, your heart is beating without your instruction. Your lungs are breathing. Your eyes can read, or your ears can hear these words. You may have water nearby, a place to sit, a device connecting you to ideas across the world. Things that would have seemed extraordinary to people in another age are ordinary to us, because familiarity makes gifts invisible. Gratitude restores sight. The Stoics practiced a form of reflection sometimes called negative visualization. They would imagine losing what they had, not to become sad, but to appreciate it more deeply. Imagine losing your health, and your body becomes more precious. Imagine losing someone you love, and their presence becomes less ordinary. Imagine losing your home, and shelter becomes a blessing again. This practice is not meant to create fear. It is meant to awaken appreciation. When you say, gratitude will shape how I see the day, you are choosing the lens through which you interpret life. You are training your mind to notice what is working, not only what is missing. You are teaching your attention to find evidence of abundance even inside imperfection. This matters because the mind finds what it repeatedly looks for. If you train it to look only for problems, it will become skilled at finding them. If you train it to notice blessings, it will begin to see more of them. Gratitude is not denial. It is disciplined perception. You can be grateful and still ambitious. Grateful and still improving. Grateful and still honest about challenges. Gratitude does not kill growth, it purifies it. It stops ambition from becoming desperation. It reminds you that you can pursue more without despising what you already have. Each morning, say, "Gratitude will shape how I see the day." I will notice what is good, even while working on what must improve. Today, I choose appreciation over complaint, abundance over blindness, and presence over constant dissatisfaction. I will not waste the gifts that are already in my hands. A grateful person is not weak. A grateful person is awake. Number 10. I will end the day better than I started. The 10th declaration is, I will end the day better than I started. This is the declaration of daily transformation. It does not demand perfection. It does not require a massive breakthrough every day. It does not say you must solve your entire life before night. It simply asks you to make the day useful, to extract wisdom, to practice discipline, to improve one small thing, to become a little more aware, a little more patient, a little more courageous, a little more aligned with the person you are trying to become. Seneca had an evening habit of reviewing his day. He would examine his actions, ask where he improved, where he failed, and what needed correction. This was not self-hatred, it was self-leadership. He understood that a life improves through honest reflection, not unconscious repetition. Most people repeat the same day emotionally for years. Same reactions, same excuses, same distractions, same complaints, same patterns. They do not lack time, they lack review. They never stop long enough to ask, what did today teach me? Where did I act well? Where did I abandon myself? What can I do differently tomorrow? When you say, I will end the day better than I started, you turn every experience into material for growth. A difficult conversation becomes practice in courage. A delay becomes practice in patience. A mistake becomes information. A temptation becomes a test of discipline. A moment of anger becomes a lesson in emotional control. A small victory becomes evidence that change is possible. This mindset makes failure less destructive. Even a hard day can be useful if it teaches you. Even a mistake can serve you if it makes you wiser. Even a disappointment can strengthen you if it clarifies what matters. Nothing has to be wasted when the mind is trained to learn. Imagine improving by only a small amount each day. Not dramatically, not perfectly, just slightly. Better attention, better words, better choices, better posture, better discipline, better self-control. Over time, these small gains compound. A person does not become extraordinary through one morning of inspiration. They become extraordinary through repeated acts of correction, commitment, and return. This declaration also gives your day direction. You wake up knowing that the goal is not to control everything. The goal is to grow through whatever comes. If the day is easy, use it well. If the day is difficult, learn from it. If the day exposes weakness, take note. If the day gives opportunity, act. If the day brings pain, extract wisdom without letting bitterness take root. Every morning, say, I will end the day better than I started. I do not need perfection. I need progress. Today, I will learn, act, correct, and grow. I will not waste this day. By tonight, I will be wiser, stronger, calmer, or more honest than I was when I woke up. This is how ordinary days become a powerful life. Now look at these 10 declarations together. I am responsible for how today feels. Nothing can disturb my peace without my permission. Today I focus only on what I can control. My worth is not measured by today's outcomes. I will act, not just intend. Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. I choose discipline over motivation. Gratitude will shape how I see the day. I will end the day better than I started. These are not just words. They are mental training. They teach you to stop waking up as a victim of circumstance and start waking up as the guardian of your own mind. They teach you to protect your peace, direct your attention, separate your worth from results, act with discipline, grow through difficulty, avoid comparison, choose gratitude, and end each day with progress. This is what the Stoics understood so deeply. Strength is not built only in grand moments. It is built in ordinary mornings, in the first thought you choose, in the first action you take, in the first temptation you resist, in the first breath before reacting, in the first reminder that you are not here to be controlled by the noise of the world. Your mornings shape your days. Your days shape your character. Your character shapes your destiny. So do not treat the morning casually. Do not let the world enter your mind before you have entered it yourself. Do not give your attention away before you have given direction to your soul. Before the phone, before the noise, before the demands, stand still for a moment and choose who you will be. You may not control everything that happens today, but you can control how consciously you meet it. You can choose responsibility over complaint, peace over reaction, focus over anxiety, worth over performance, action over intention, growth over resistance, authenticity over comparison, discipline over mood, gratitude over blindness, progress over unconscious repetition. That is a powerful morning. That is a Stoic morning. And if you practice this long enough, people will notice something different in you. You will not be as easily disturbed. You will not be as desperate for approval. You will not be as controlled by outcomes. You will not be as distracted by comparison. You will move with a calm seriousness that does not need to be explained. Because you will know something many people have forgotten. The day does not need to be perfect for you to be powerful inside it. If this message gave you clarity, like this video and subscribe to the King Stoic. Write in the comments exactly. A partir de hoje sou uma nova pessoa. Then tell us your country and where you are watching from, because your comment may encourage someone in another part of the world to begin their own transformation today. Share this video with someone who needs to take control of their mornings and keep walking with us on this path of discipline, wisdom, and self-mastery. Tomorrow morning, before the world reaches for your mind, remember this: your first victory of the day is not outside you. It is the moment you wake up and decide that your mind belongs to you.